Greetings, Mr. President. We are anonymous. In case the majority of humanity missed it, the United States military expanded its war on ISIS, or IS, or ISIL, or whatever, into a second country. And no, you did not miss President Barack Obama giving an interview, or taking any questions about the airstrikes, because he did not, and he has not. Since all acts of war deserve questioning, here is what every reporter, and people of the world should ask the American president, about the military campaign that has been conducted, thus far, by way of misleading euphemisms, and possibly illegal rationale. Mr. President, the White House sent a letter to Congress indicating that you believe the Iraq War resolution gives you the legal authority to bomb Syria. How is this possible? Why has your administration yet to publicly release a detailed legal opinion? How is this new war legal? Mr. President, the New York Times reported that 6 weeks of airstrikes in Iraq have failed to meaningfully push back ISIS forces. Haaretz reported that ISIS recruitment has been soaring in the wake of United States airstrikes, with 6,000 new recruits since they began. And the United States-backed Free Syrian Army claims that the strikes in Syria are already turning their allies and civilians against them. Are these airstrikes doing more harm than good? Mr. President, you said during your address to the nation that you were going to model the ISIS campaign on what you called a successful effort in Yemen. But instead, the State Department ordered some of its employees to evacuate the country because of the increasing violence and deaths. Many people, including the president of Yemen, whom your counter-terrorism chief strongly supports, have warned of civil war. Do you still think the Yemen model can lead to success in Iraq and Syria? Mr. President, the Pentagon has refused for days to acknowledge that there have been innocent human deaths in Syria from United States airstrikes, despite credible reports, photos and videos to the contrary. Is this war being operated under the policy your administration reportedly operates under for drone strikes? That every military-age male killed is considered a militant, unless proven otherwise? If you can't reduce innocent human deaths to zero, how many innocent people are American airstrikes going to kill in Iraq and Syria? Mr. President, you have continually said that no combat troops will be deployed to Iraq or Syria, but the number of United States military advisors headed into the country keeps increasing. The New York Times reported that your definition of combat has been rejected by virtually every military expert, since advisors can be on the front lines, carry weapons, and call in airstrikes. Are the 1,600 military advisors already in Iraq actually combat troops? Mr. President, during the debate about whether to arm the Syrian rebels or not, which was actually public, and involved congressional approval, Secretary of State John Kerry refused to acknowledge to Congress that the CIA has already been training the rebels for over a year, though it has been widely reported as true. Do you not think that secret is an important fact for the public to debate, especially given that multiple CIA officials have said that they don't think arming the rebels worked, and that some of the weapons ended up in the hands of ISIS? Why do you think this time will be different? Mr. President, your administration said that the United States military had to bomb the so-called Khorasan group to stop an imminent attack on the United States. Days later, the New York Times' Mark Mazzetti reported that American officials said that the plot was far from mature, and that there was no indication that Khorasan had settled on a time or location for the attack, or even on the exact method of carrying out the plot. The Guardian's Spencer Ackerman reported that it is unclear what Khorasan was planning, how far that planning advanced, and whether the United States itself was a target. Which is it? Imminent attack by Khorasan that justified airstrikes? Or a hyped-up excuse to give the government legal cover for war in Syria? Mr. President, when you were running for president, you said, the president does not have power, under the Constitution, to unilaterally authorize a military attack in a situation that does not involve stopping an actual or imminent threat to the nation. United States intelligence agencies have said, ISIS does not pose an actual or imminent threat to the nation. Since you have not asked Congress for authorization to go to war, why is the war on ISIS not unconstitutional? We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. To Barry Soetoro, now known as Mr. Barack Hussein Obama. Expect us.